Do it. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper now.
All right, we're live because we had to wait for Travis. Travis made us fashionably late tonight because
Sorry about that,
he
guys.
had to go away and do something.
I had to visit the little boys' room, and yeah, man, I'll tell you what, I had to potty, so we're good. Let's do this.
He had to go to the little Travis room.
Yep, little John's room. Yep.
So we got some stuff to talk about tonight. It's not entirely gun stuff, but we got some gun stuff to talk about. So it's a little bit interesting tonight. But first off, let's introduce who showed up and who bothered to make it. So first up, Scott was here first. What's going on, Scott?
Not much.
Thank you for jumping in and hanging out with us tonight.
Yep.
And then again, as I said, we were waiting on Travis to start. So we got Travis P11 here. So what's going on, Travis? Tell us what's new with you.
Man, life is going really good right now. I got a new video I'm going to drop tomorrow morning, and we'll start Caliber Corner back up on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Central Time. Probably next week, maybe. I'm thinking. I need one more week off here, and then after that, I'll be ready to fire back up. But the weekend show is going to happen at 8 a.m. this Saturday. We're going to be talking about our favorite sub $300 firearms. So I think it's going to be a good discussion. Handguns primarily. So yeah, good stuff, man.
Travis is a menace.
Hey, you know what? My JA-22 ran like a champ, and when it was done, I traded it for a Gen 1 high point carbine, so I cannot complain. Well, that and a box of CCI mini mags, but
yeah.
Other than that, she was rock solid, baby.
I know. I'm just teasing you.
What did you trade the Sky for?
Oh, okay. So after I got that fixed, I got a new barrel and a new slide. I took it to the range and put 200 rounds down the pipe. It's fine. And then I gave it transferred it legally to my best friend. His wife bought my Glock 17, and I felt bad because he didn't have a gun and he wasn't ready to go buy one. So I just transferred the CPX2 to him. I figured he's never going to shoot it. It'll easily do at least another 800 rounds before it fails. So, I mean, nothing says I love you, man, like a gun that's probably not going to last the rest of your lifetime. But you will be happy to know they did buy my other G17 Gen 4. So they have a his and hers matching pair of G17 Gen 4s. One's Austrian made and the other one's American made. And I went out and bought myself a Gen 5. So we all lived happily ever after. So, yeah. I've been telling him to trade in the CPX2, like maybe for like a box of ammo or something up at Shields, but he hasn't listened to me yet. So,
well, Travis, I got good news and bad news for you.
Hit me with the bad news first, Captain.
Oh, okay. The bad news is they're for sale. The good news is both of my PSA daggers are for sale.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
I'm selling both of those, and I'm selling the Century C308.
Oh, you are? Ooh, all right.
Yeah, because there are certain firearms that I'd like to get that are a little pricey right now, unfortunately, and the C308, the prices on the C308s have gone through the roof lately.
I don't know if I know how bad you want that new Ruger LC carbine in 5.7, and you need it at a buck around. That's an expensive date night strike.
We'll talk about that one later, but I'm selling that C308 because. Yeah. I've sourced a barrel. I've got a receiver that I need to bend and weld, and then I have another semi.
So what you're saying is you're getting an RPK?
Not yet. It depends on whether it'll be in stock by the time I get the money for it.
That's true.
Yeah, that's about right, man.
They do go out of stock.
Yeah. So with that, welcome to Hit or Miss, guys. I'm your host, Night Strike, and we got things to talk about tonight. They're not entirely all gun things tonight, unfortunately. It's just things seem to be slow right now after the ATF dropped that bomb earlier on the weekend, not earlier last week.
I don't even know. Was it the 24th or 23rd?
It was Wednesday last week that they dropped the bomb on everyone with the polymer 80 shit and the 80% stuff. And I'm really pissed off about it, very angry, but there's literally nothing I can do other than, lament over it and complain about it on the internet. That's about all I can do, unfortunately, because, apparently the ATF and the government have all the power and we, the people, have nothing.
What do we shop liver?
Exactly.
Hey, but Polymer 80 is still selling the unfinished 80% frames, right? They are.
Yes,
they already found the loophole.
They found the loophole, And here is what the loophole is technically. They caught several weeks ago. They caught the ATF in court saying that they can't literally stop people from selling 80% receivers. What they can do is redefine those 80% receivers with the kits to build and complete them, and they can say that those are completed guns and those are guns.
Okay.
So if you're selling it in a kit, it has to be serialized. So, you know, whether you finish it or the company you bought it from finishes it. Okay. So but they said they cannot stop people from buying or selling 80% receivers.
But now here's the thing. If you were to finish it, in theory, you're supposed to have it serialized now if you bought the receiver after the 24th, correct? Or not?
No.
Is that what the law says? If you make it, you can still just make it if you want to?
You can make it if you want to. You can keep it if you want to. But here's the caveat. If you take it in to get any service from an FFL, they have to serialize it.
But let's be honest here. Who's going to do their own 80% build and then take it into the gunsmith?
I'm going to be honest. Know? If you made an 80% yourself and you finish it and you use it to shoot it out on your range or at the range, work on the damn gun yourself. Don't take it to an FFL or a gunsmith that has to serialize it. Just do the work yourself. And if it's beyond what you can do, if it's beyond your scope, maybe that's not the gun you need to do it to. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I mean, because personally, I've got all minus the lathe, because I need to get a lathe, a benchtop lathe is what I'm looking at, and then I can start working on some guns. But the thing is, I've almost got all the equipment I need, minus that lathe. So as far as that, I mean, I have the equipment to do literally anything I want with guns now. You know, give or take a couple things. I need to get some accessories for one of my machines, but the point is that I've got equipment and tools. And if you don't have the equipment and tools to do what you want to do to your gun, then okay. But again, if you made an 80%, personalize it yourself. Don't take it to an FFL to get it stippled or all that crap. You can stipple at home very easily. I mean, you can either use a wood burning pen to stipple. You could use what else? What is it? A soldering iron you can use as well to stipple. You could do a whole bunch. There's multiple ways, but the point is, with your 80%, if you made an 80%, fix it yourself, modify it yourself however you need to, but don't take it to an FFL, because then it gets serialized and it defeats the whole purpose of having it, really.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
And that's what I'm going on.
Are they still selling the jigs though too, or not? Because I didn't think I saw any.
No, maybe they're just selling jigs.
Okay, so where do you get a jig? Can you not anymore?
Can I not?
Can you still buy a jig?
You can buy the jig. See, that's the other caveat. You can buy the jig separately from a different distributor.
Oh,
you just can't buy all the parts from the same distributor now.
Oh, so they're okay. I thought it was just on the same order. It didn't matter if it was from the same distributor. You just couldn't do it both on the same order. You had to do like two separate. You had to do one order for the build kit and then the other order for the jig.
Yeah. So
okay. Well, the only reason why I'm asking is, I may or may not be doing 80% AR builds, and when I go to like 80percentarms.com, obviously everything is sold out. And you go to other places, and I guess I really haven't seen any jigs for sale, but I got a feeling that just like over the last 2 weeks, they just completely sold out everywhere.
I've got an AR-15 jig if I need to use it with a router.
Yeah.
But I don't need it anymore because I've got bigger stuff. I've got a CNC now, so I just need to get the jig for the CNC. And I can still buy that from the company that makes the CNC machine, because all they stopped selling 80% as soon as the rule happened with their kits and everything, and they just only sell the jigs and the CNC router now because again, they're within the law to do that. So as far as finding the jigs, I'm pretty sure you could find 80% jigs all over the place right now.
Well, I'm looking everywhere, and I keep getting 404 page not found everywhere I go. I think a lot of these companies are maybe waiting a little bit until stuff clears, and then they'll know for sure what they can do and what they can't do.
You can buy the jig separately. You just can't buy the jig with an 80% anymore.
What I'm saying is I can't find any jigs for sale at all. That's what I'm saying. You go look around online, I can't find any.
Did you look at Gunbroker?
No, I did not. I guess I was just looking for commercial retailers that sell them. So
yeah, that's the other thing. Commercial retailers, you won't find that right now. People are scared. The companies are scared because of they're wondering what's going on, and they're waiting. So as far as the jigs, you can get jigs off of Gunbroker all day long. It doesn't matter what kind. So.
Yeah, that's working out for those FRT trigger people.
Yeah, unfortunately. And what Scott's referring to is the FRT people that bought forced reset triggers on Gunbroker and then got a nice visit from the ATF saying, "Hi, we need to confiscate this because we classify that as a machine gun." But what it failed to tell everyone is the ATF are going to people's doors to confiscate that, and they're also going to door to door to confiscate what is it? It's the
wide open trigger.
No, not the wide open. Yes, those two. But the other thing that screws on the end of the barrel.
Oh, solvent traps.
The solvent traps. They're going and trying to confiscate solvent traps. But here's what the ATF doesn't tell you and isn't telling the people. Which you have to ask to come to your door. If you watch the video from Nick V, from earlier this last week, where the ATF went to his door and they said they're here to confiscate his solvent trap because they classifies that as a suppressor, and he's like, "Do you have a warrant?" And they said no. Okay, and the problem with these FRT things is, a majority of people, they're trying to, confiscate these FRTs without a warrant. And these solvent traps without a warrant. You see how that works. Unfortunately, they think that they are above the law, and some people argue with me left and right. But for the government to confiscate anything you own, period, they have to have a warrant. That's what some people don't realize. And people say, "Oh, they're the government. They can just take whatever they want and do whatever anything and shoot your dog." No, unfortunately, they still have to follow some of the law. They don't have to follow all of the law, but they have to follow some of the law. The ATF knows better than to create another Waco or Ruby Ridge right away. They're going to wait for a while before another one happens. But will your dog get shot? Well, Nick V asked if he should make sure his dog is inside so they don't shoot it, and I tend to agree with him on that.
I like how he pointed out about the Waco and Ruby Ridge.
Yeah, he said Waco and Ruby Ridge, and
oh my gosh!
And they said, "Oh, you've been watching too much YouTube. You've been listening to too much TV shows," and I'm like, "No." And then he shouted, "Shall not be infringed." And I'm like, I'm so proud of you, Nick. I'm so proud of you. So, anyways. Yeah, DJ Play Nice is going off what I was saying on if you wanted to stipple yourself. He says soldering iron with a rheostat and use practice material until you dial in your stippling process. Also, not all frame materials are the same composition. That's the point. These are some gunsmithing tips that you and I can do at home, okay? And if you don't have a soldering iron, literally you can get one from Ace Hardware for like $20. Honestly, they're not expensive.
Yeah, heck, Walmart used to have them kind of in their stereo cable area, like their little home electronics area, electrician area. Yeah.
Walmart used to have them in the hardware aisle where they had all the chains and whatnot and all that stuff. Yeah. But they don't seem to have that anymore because I looked, they couldn't have it. And also,
Yeah.
DJ Play Nice also mentioned, as far as the jigs for 80%, you can print them out yourself still. They've got tons of plans on the internet to print them out with the 3D printer. So again, it's not like they're gone forever. It's just we have to get them through a different medium now.
Well, they're gone until a judge rules and says that they can't do what they're doing.
Yes, and that's going to be a while because remember, is the government, are any state governments following the Bruin decision? New York, California, they're not following them.
Well, that may piss off the Supreme Court now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but unfortunately, the Supreme Court doesn't have the power or the ability to enforce anything.
No, but the next time they decide to take a case, they could really put the screws to them.
Yeah, if they piss off the Supreme Court by ignoring Supreme Court precedents and Supreme Court rulings, then or court precedents and Supreme Court rulings, then yes, the Supreme Court can decide those justices can decide to hold grudges.
Oh, I think we are already seeing that with Bruin.
we may be. They may be holding grudges. But
I think
again,
Clarence Thomas might have a little grudge against what they tried pulling at his confirmation hearing.
Yeah. And that's just how it is. So again, what else is going on? What else? Why don't we go over this? Travis, you heard what's going on with Ruger, right? They released they unveiled their new Ruger PCC carbine. Why don't we go over some of this, because it's ridiculous.
I got mixed feelings on it. I'm happy anytime a new gun comes out, because the more the merrier, but the price and the fact that maybe I wish they'd put that time and effort into getting the Marlin 336 out instead of this, instead of making us wait another year since the SBL came out. I just can't forgive it right now. So I don't know. And it's not that I can't afford or can't afford to buy it or shoot it. I'm just like, I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Ruger unveiled their new carbine this evening. I'm making sure this pops up and this works properly. So bear with me here. All right. Yeah, there it is. It's working. So they unreleased it. They're calling it the LC carbine. Okay. And it looks like they've got a couple versions, but it looks like every single version has just a folding collapsible stock. Okay. But if you look at the damn thing, it really looks like they just took an enclosure upper that has the stack connected to it and just slapped the Ruger 57 inside of that enclosure. That's what it looks like to me. And they just added a long barrel. That's what it looks like to me.
I mean, that the Ruger 57 or Ruger 57 is a $600 gun. So I mean, yeah. I can get where they think they're coming from by doing a $900 carbine, but when you realize the PC carbine, which is a takedown model, is what, $699 or less?
I got mine for under $6.
Yeah, it's like it just doesn't. I don't think it just doesn't feel like you're getting that much gun for the money. I know it's a stupid thing to say, but it's just like I can get the Magpul PC carbine.
It doesn't matter which model. It doesn't matter which model they're selling. Whether everybody gets the standard model that has no capacity limits, or you get the state compliant model which has capacity limits and a fixed magazine because they live in a state that doesn't let you have magazines, California, or just the capacity compliant model, which is just 10 rounds and you replace the magazines, and it's just like. But all of them are $979, and I don't see the $979 price tag, because literally that's just $300 of extra shit on top of the Ruger 57, really.
And they're talking about it being it's perfect for the backpack.
It's innovative. It doesn't look
not even a takedown model.
I'd rather spend $1,000 on a piston AR pistol that's going to be the same length or less. Either 300 blackout or I hate to say it, that's almost Noveski money, man. I mean, that's crazy,
And as I was telling Scott and Travis on this, it looks nice, but again, it also looks like they really just slapped the Ruger 57 in an enclosure and then called it the LC carbine. And honestly, for $979, I'd rather spend the money at PSA, get the 5.7 upper that goes on an AR-15 that takes the PS90 mags, and just use that.
Yeah, the PS90 mags, if you know where to look, you can get them for like $20-$30.
Or I'd rather just get a PSA Rock and be done with it for $4.99. Right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't even, you know what? It doesn't even say cold hammer forged barrel. So I wonder if it just says nitride treated steel barrel.
Well, it looks like to me that barrel is either a barrel extension,
fluted,
or it's just, you know, you add right inside that thing is an actual Ruger 57 that they just have an enclosure over, and that barrel doesn't even connect to the actual barrel of the gun.
No, I think it's going to have its own unique upper, its own bolt. It probably has, if it's going to be blowback style, it's going to have like a heavy bolt. It's probably going to be designed something like the Ruger carbine.
I hope so. I hope so. But this does not instill me with confidence. I'm just telling you that right now. All right. So,
it's a simple design. I can see it working. Again, answers the question that nobody was asking, you know?
Yeah.
When are we going to get a 5.7 carbine? I mean, yeah.
It's like, really? Is there that much 5.7 ammo on the market right now to justify something like that?
You can get Shields has 2 settings of 5.7 ammo in stock.
I know.
And it's $1 a round.
I know.
So that's a $20 mag. Not that that's a big deal to some people, but that's just, you know, yeah. I think it's even more than $20 a box, and all it is just the American Eagle. It's not even the FN. We'll get more. We're gonna see. I mean, there's plenty.
Those boxes are 50 rounds.
There's a dozen. Is it 20 rounds or 50?
50s.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't bought it. I've only tested the PS90 like 5 years ago. So yeah.
Anyways, that's that. That's some of the news we're going over on that tonight. Let's see. Let's stop screen sharing. Let's go back to what we're doing.
And you get 1 mag. You don't get 2. You get 1 mag.
You get 1 mag, and that
1 steel 5.7 mag. So you're gonna drop another $40 on the second mag. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, I don't know. I guess like I said, I'd rather see him put the time and energy into getting those Marlin 336s out there. I'd rather spend $900 on one of those than one of these, to be honest with you. But
you're not going to pay $900 on one of those. Those are going to be like $15.
Yeah, well, I didn't know because I mean the SBLs are $1,400. I didn't think the 336s would cost much more than that. And that SBL is stainless steel. I figured they'd match up the price with Henry and just make them $999. Just go head to head with Henry.
And I thought so too. Anyways, here's something else. I don't know if we mentioned this. Did we mention this earlier? Did we mention that Gorbachev is dead?
Pre-chat, yeah, but
pre-chat.
Not,
okay,
yeah.
Well, for those that don't know, Warsaw's talking about it. Anyways, the last leader of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, died today at the age of 91. Okay, the last official Soviet Union premier or president or whatever they called, you know, the top leader. Okay,
prime minister. I have no idea. I don't remember this.
Communist. You know, what is it? What's the word for someone who wears a whole bunch of hats?
Jack of all trades?
No, it wasn't jack of all trades. It's the communist Grand Poobah.
Oh, there you go.
The communist Grand Poobah. You know, he's dead. He's gone. Very sad. But again, I don't think he was happy about what Putin's doing. He never liked Putin, one. But at the same time, he's gone. Remember, he's the leader that Ronald Reagan said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Same guy.
Yeah.
So he died today. I don't know if I mentioned it yet either, but apparently Kim Jong-un is ill. Apparently he may have gotten the Rona. He may have gotten the Rona.
Shucks.
Because apparently Korean state TV, North Korean TV, has remarked that the leader himself is seriously ill with a high fever, so he may have gotten the Rona.
If he doesn't make it, I guarantee they're not going to let us know.
Oh no, they'll let us know because his sister will be in charge.
Oh, good point. Good point. She ain't waiting. Sibling rivalry, man.
No, she's not, because she stated she released a press release saying that he was seriously ill.
So is she just as crazy as him, or what?
Probably more.
Probably more, yeah.
Probably more. Probably
They seem
more.
to get worse with every generation.
God.
So
It does.
Inbreeding
It does.
does to you. That's what happens when you got no
Oh.
branches on your family tree.
So there's that. And Snake Doctor 78. As soon as I'm done with Hit or Miss, I will email you back and talk to you. Don't worry. So don't worry. Anyways, yeah, something else that's going on for those of you that have friends or family that were Iraq veterans, they may be unhappy about this next article that I want to go over. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to give you the cliff notes of what's going on because Iraq is not in a good situation right now because apparently, what is it? I'm going over my notes real
the
quick.
Sunnis and the Shias can't get along.
The Sunnis and the Shiites can't get along. That is one thing. You know,
they've had
we
1,000 years
didn't
to
help
settle
the
their
Kurds any
differences.
during the whole Syria thing either. So yeah, apparently one of the religious leaders that was in charge of the Iraq government, at this point, basically resigned, and he took his whole entire political party out of the Iraq government, and that sparked rioting, and that sparked a whole bunch of fires all over Baghdad yesterday morning, and apparently we have news that U.S. Embassy staff. We are not sure whether that includes the diplomat or not. They were airlifted via helicopter out of the U.S. Embassy yesterday, and unfortunately, it does not look good. It does not look good because the rioters the reason why they evacuated is because the rioters had breached the green zone, which is where the U.S. Embassy was, and yeah, it's looking bad. Apparently, Baghdad's on fire again, and we didn't cause it this time.
Well,
They did it to themselves. So
yes and no.
it's well, yeah, I'll give you that. You could argue that one, but they started the fires themselves, so they're responsible for the fires themselves right now. So, anyways, there's that's going on. What else is going on right now? Because as far as the whole Iraq thing, that's all I want to talk about on that, because I really don't want to go over that too much, because it's Iraq. It's not our country. It doesn't really matter.
So here's a reason for us to really protect our Second Amendment rights as law-abiding citizens and gun owners. I'm just kind of glancing at the news. I'm just browsing, right? And CNN's got an article saying that shootings involving automatic weapons have skyrocketed due to 3D printed auto sears. So yeah, the bad guys don't care, and now they're going to be running full auto, and we're not. Now I see even more reason for us to fight for our Second Amendment rights and to make sure that we stay armed. Now we got to worry about that going on.
Now I see even more reason why not to really fight and push hard to get rid of the NFA, or at the very least the Hughes Amendment.
How are we supposed to go head to head with these baddies when I can't even, shoot back with my full auto suppressive fire when I can't do so without being brought up on charges?
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows you criminals don't care, even though something like that would get you an extra 50 years in prison if you had an auto sear in your firearm, an illegal one when they arrest you.
Catch and release.
Jeez. And they're showing pictures of them on CNN. It's like, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't take much to make one of those things. So now we got to worry about that too. So now we got to worry about, the government, and then we got to worry about these baddies running around with their full auto conversions.
Oh, we should just stop importing shit from China then. So that way they can't keep ordering them from wish.com.
No, I think that's just a one-way tunnel to get the ATF to show up at your house.
No. There's tens of thousands of Glock auto seals that got imported.
I don't want the ATF on my door, honestly, not unless I invite them, and I really don't want to invite them unless I have to. And I don't want anyone to invite them unless they absolutely have to, and I really hope no one has to, ever. Because it's the ATF.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree totally. Oh man.
Is the ATF the bastard stepchild of the government?
Redheaded, yes.
It's their little thug division where they can carry out all their little.
Because apparently the ATF was part of the FBI, and then they weren't. And then the FBI decided, you know what, we're really too cool for you guys, so get out of here. Go. You're not part of the FBI anymore. So, yeah,
well,
it's just
we should do that to the FBI too. So.
Yeah. They also used to be part of the IRS, and then the IRS said, we don't want you here. Go join the FBI. That's how that worked. Because at first the ATF was part of the FBI, the IRS, and then, or technically it was the U.S. Treasury, then the IRS, then the FBI, and then it's like, okay, you can be your own division. And but remember, don't go after anything else that your name is part of. Just go and take guns away and accessories for guns away from the American people instead of, I don't know, cracking down on criminals that use guns. Going after people who make illegal tobacco, sell illegal tobacco or illegal alcohol, or go after people who make illegal explosives. Maybe doing what your actual name is for one damn minute, but no, just go and confiscate guns from hardworking Americans that follow the law, because that seems more common sense. That's common sense gun control, right? It's bullshit. It's bullshit is what it is. It's absolute bullshit. Anyways, Travis,
yeah, man.
You got anything? I'm literally out of ranting right now.
I haven't heard much, like I said, other than just the FRT trigger debacle going on, and then still trying to find out what's going on with 80% builds and stuff like that. And like I said, I just looking around online, all those places have basically pulled their links and stuff, and you really can't buy anything except non-building gear on like 80% arms and JSD supply and stuff like that. And you're right, you can still get stuff on Gunbroker, but you're going to pay 3 to 4 times more for it now. So I mean, we knew, all of us here knew that we're into the gun culture, knew that this was going to be coming. If this happened, that these things would disappear like they always do.
Right.
Hopefully be back. I don't know.
Well, we'll see how it happens. Have you gotten any new guns lately?
Yeah, I bought that. We talked about that on Saturday. I talked about the AK-47 or AK-12, the AK pattern shotgun. It's kind of a Sega Vepr clone.
Oh, did you get did you get that one that was at PSA?
No, I got mine locally for $279. It comes with 2 5-round mags, and I need to finish cleaning it up. There's one part of it that I didn't clean yet that I really do need to, according to a few videos that I watched. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll make a cleaning video for it, and then I'll take it out. I'm going to buy a Benelli M4 at some point. That's like the last.
Which brand did you get? Which company?
I think it's JTS or something like that.
Okay, so you got the one with the weird magwell.
Yeah, it's It's honestly, it's kind of a Sega style magwell the way that they do it. It's actually, you can replace it. You can take it off and replace it if you need to. They're polymer. The JTS shotguns. They make 5 different shotguns, or 4. 2 of them are AR style. The other 2 are AK style.
For anyone wondering what he got, I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's not a bad little gun. So yeah, that's the one that I bought. The real simple one. It does have removable choke tubes. It takes Remington choke tubes. So you can get choke tubes on the JTS website. You can 5-round mags are $20. 10-round mags are $30 online. It does take an AK trigger pack, AK pistol grip, and I don't know what AKM stock maybe. I'm not sure exactly what the pattern of stock it is that you can replace it with, and then they do make it's pretty expensive, but for $140 you can get a nice anodized metal handguard for it. It's a nice milled one that you can get for it that takes off the plastic handguard. You put that over it. But I really don't want to add another pound to it. It already weighs about 10 pounds. The thing's a beast, man. It's
for anyone asking, this is basically a shotgun in an AK format.
Yeah, they just cut open the ejection port, have an extra little flap that opens up when you pull back on it. Now, it does have a 4-position gas system on the front, which is the last thing that I need to clean. The only problem with it, the only thing I don't like is windage adjustments on the front sight. You have to take off the gas adjustment knob.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make sure you mark it so you put the gas adjustment knob back on where it's supposed to go, or your regulator is going to be off. But it's cool because you can adjust it for whatever kind of ammo that you're shooting. And from what I've seen, they seem to be pretty rugged. You know, here's the problem with this, though, guys. If you want one of these, you've got 3 options. You can go Russian, Chinese, or Turkish, and that's basically it. Now, I'm waiting for PSA. That's another one. I can see them within a year. I could see them showing one of these off, maybe at SHOT Show, doing an American-made AK pattern 12-gauge, because, I mean, they've already saturated the market with their ARs and their dagger pistols and now the Jackal. And so I could really see them doing one of these now, moving into just kind of, you know, going off into this area.
Yeah, so this is a Saiga copy made in Turkey. This is the JTS.
Well, okay, I think this is Turkish, right? Features, yeah. No, it's Chinese made actually.
It's Chinese, okay.
Yeah, so that's why
I didn't know JTS was Chinese or
they're the importer. I don't know who actually makes the gun. It's marketed under. I don't know if this one is actually marketed under a couple different brands or not. I don't think it is.
The one I want is the Lynx 12 because
the Lynx the Lynx is basically a Vepr clone.
It doesn't have the bad magwell.
Yeah, I think it's the closest thing you can. In fact, it takes Vepr furniture. We talked about this on Saturday. I think
so
it might have a left side scope mount.
It is a really you know.
Yeah, this one, the one you're looking at right now, borrows features from both guns, whereas your Lynx is more of a Vepr clone. But it's also about $200 more. It's about $409, $450. But I don't even know if they're making them anymore. So if you want one, you better get one.
You can still find them, but they're not really making them anymore.
They've got a new model that they've replaced it with. That company does.
I'm looking at getting one. But right now they want like $365 for them, which is not a bad price, but it's not a great price either.
Yeah, I'm seeing more like $409 on up. So yeah.
So anyways, there's that. What else? So that's what Travis talked about on Saturday, and that's your new gun right there. One of them, or similar.
Yeah, and I also got that Ruger Max 380 a couple weeks ago too, and that's just one of my extra carry guns, which I've been really happy with that too.
Yeah. Nope. All right. Let's see. Scott, did you get anything new?
Not lately.
Just that RPK, right?
Yeah, that's the last thing I got.
Yeah. And again, the last thing I got lately was the Carcano, carbine. So there's that. I haven't bought any new guns since. I want to, but again, you know, I'm looking at selling some to buy more, which is weird. But you know, when I don't use them, and I'm not using them, they're lying around. It feels like, you know what? It's better to send them on their way than, you know, hold on to them and let them collect dust, you know?
Now I tend to hold on to more of mine, but back in the day, if I wanted to upgrade, it would be quicker for me to sell one. When it was easier to sell them through Facebook, when we had gun groups on Facebook, I could sell a gun in 1 hour. Or legally, of course. But, you know, if I wanted to upgrade and I wanted quick cash, I could sell that gun, maybe lose nothing on it, or maybe break even and then take that money and then put that down towards something that was maybe a little bit nicer or something a little more premier, you know. Now I just tend to hold on to more of them than anything. I've moved a couple uppers out and some stuff like that, but for the most part, yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna be selling some guns, but again, it's not guns that I can't, because with these I honestly I can get them again. That's not gonna be a problem. It's just, you know, right now, for what I want and how much things are costing, you know, I have to diversify.
Yeah.
So that's just how it goes. Gabriel says the PSA will be the Siger. Well, maybe.
That's not true. I did get one new thing. It's still on layaway though.
Oh, right. Well, that one doesn't count yet. You haven't paid it off yet. No,
but I'm over halfway paid. So.
All right. Well, when you fully pay it off, we'll count it. Okay. All right. M. Gabriel says, has Travis used the P365 yet?
Oh, a ton, man. Yeah, I mean, I've taken it to the range several times and I've shot it a lot. I've had it in quite a few videos. Yeah, it's great. In fact, I took it out when Defense Dad and I had our shooting contest. I took that one and I took the Max 380 and shot both of them and shot them almost identically. And then we just decided I'd shoot the 380 Max for that competition video that he and I did. But yeah, my P365 gets used. Sometimes I'll just, if I'm out at the range and have it with me, I'll just run a box of shells through it and then just take it home and clean it. I don't know what the round count was on before I got it because I bought it used, but it was only about 6 months old from when its production date when I bought it. And it's been fine. It's been great. I mean, I like the Max 380 because it's got the little pocket holster. It's super easy to throw in, like even like gym shorts, with pockets on the sides. You can carry it with you and it doesn't sag or anything like that because it's so light. It weighs about 10 ounces less than the P365, which makes a big difference. And that's fully loaded, by the way.
The SIG P365, right? Yeah,
it weighs about 10 ounces less than the P365. I mean, it's an apples and oranges comparison, but if you just want to talk weight versus weight, yeah, the Max 380, I think it's 10+1 is the capacity on the Max 380. And I keep Federal Punch in that, and then I keep SIG V Crown. Actually, I keep SIG P365 ammo in the P365. And the only reason why I bought that is because they didn't have any critical defense and they didn't have any punch. So I just got that for it and said, screw it. So
yeah, the critical defense. Yeah.
That's hard to get out here. For some reason, just the 9mm, it really seems to run off the shelves quick, but they've always got punch in stock. They've always got other brands,
the 9mm is, but out here, PSA sells literally everything but the 9mm. Yeah, all the other calibers that they make the critical defense in, but the 9mm.
I just think it's the most popular one. Well, here's the thing too: when you get boxes of 20 or 25. If you've got 2 17-round mags, you're going to need 2 boxes.
Right,
so it's hard to just get one when you go buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're going to just cycle out 25 rounds and put another 25 in. But
that reminds me, I don't know if the deal is still available, but on PSA's website they had Ammo Inc. 9mm. 115 grain, 20 round boxes for like $7.99.
I don't know if it's still available either, but PSA also had what was it? Global Ordnance Arsenal ammo. 20 rounds, $6.99 a box for 7.62 by 39.
Oh wow! Now it's probably for steel case though, right?
Yeah, steel case. Yes.
Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Which for steel case for box of 20. That's almost back to where we were a couple of years ago.
We were what, $4.99 for a box of 20, and then what, boxes of 40 were $9.98 at Walmart? Is that what we said before?
$9.99, yeah.
$9.99 for a 40-round box. Yeah, I used to get those all the time.
Yeah, it's
back
almost
in the good old days.
It's almost back to normal prices, but again, I have no idea where we're getting this. But they said they're not sourcing it from Russia, so it's interesting. But again, we're mentioning it in passing. We're not telling people to go buy anything anywhere. It's just, if you wanted a good deal, there's a place to go and look.
Yeah.
If they have any left. So just be aware. And we have to preface this because of YouTube policies these days, unfortunately.
This is true.
So be aware. What else? I really don't have anything else to talk about tonight because literally.
It's kind of a slow day, man. I mean,
not really a slow week.
A whole lot of drama in general. Just
again, for people that are wondering, of the ATF, probably real soon, not now, but in the very future. I think they said that they're going to make the determination in December. They're going to make the determination in December for the pistol braces. They wanted to do it in August, but they waited because of the whole situation with the 80% receivers in August. So be aware, the day of reckoning for pistol guns are the pistol determinations are going to happen in the future. It's going to be more BS. Of course,
I will say this: if you're
BS, like you can't use gasoline in your cars anymore. You have to buy a $40 or $50 or $100,000 car that you can't afford because gasoline is wrong and you should go with electric. And I'm like, yeah, but electric doesn't have good gas mileage, good mileage, period. They're like,
especially when your battery only lasts 70,000 miles. Yeah. And it's like $30,000 to replace.
Exactly.
I consider a low-cost electric as an alternate vehicle, just as a work vehicle or a putner, because I drive 1.5 miles to work and back,
Yeah,
right?
you drive 1.5 miles, but
Yeah.
the majority of people
I know.
drive anywhere between 20 to 100 miles to work.
But I'm saying I don't like the idea, and I don't want them. But I'm just saying that I would be okay
and-
with it. But that's just me.
And if you have a car that only has like 100-mile range, because some of the cheaper,
they're more than that. Unless you get a
some of
Nissan
the
Leaf,
some of the cheaper electric vehicles only have a max range of 100 miles on a charge.
Once you get past the Leaf, and everything is around 200 to 220, I think, and then they go up from there depending on the model that you buy.
Yeah, but if you get like a 200 or 220, that means back and forth, and you have to literally just kind of hope that
well, if you plug it in at home, depending on what kind of a charger system you have at home, then it's fairly inexpensive per kilowatt hour. It's where they smack you is when you go to like Electrify America and you pay 5 to 6 times more per kilowatt hour to charge your battery than you do at home. That's where it's going to cost you almost as much as gas.
So
see, all I do is I watch freaking truck, EV, and gun videos all day. Well, not all day when I'm home from work. So I mean, I see
Snake Doctor 78 knows what I'm talking about. He says I drive 45 miles to work and 45 back. That's my point. That's because more people are like you, Snake Doctor 78, than they are like Travis, where they only have to go a mile or so.
Yeah. And 90 miles round trip isn't bad, but then again, after a couple of years, the battery starts to go down. Extreme temperatures are going to kill that battery power because many of them have temperature regulated battery packs. They have to run heaters to keep the batteries warm, which destroys your range unless you can plug in and charge while you're at work.
Here's the thing about this whole we need to go green. Problem is, then they're going to literally ruin not only the car industry, but they're also going to ruin the lawn maintenance industry too, because almost everybody in lawn maintenance uses gasoline or gasoline power or they use partial gasoline for their equipment, like say your chainsaws, your weed eaters use gasoline and oil, here's
a funny thing.
Your lawnmower uses gasoline.
Your motors and stuff, dude, they don't, I mean, there may be some higher end motors that have regulated emissions with catalytic converters, but like commercial motors maybe, but your standard mower that just burns raw gas, I mean, that probably puts out more crap in the environment, right, per mow than your regular gas burning car with catalytic converters does in a whole year. If you think about the CO2 that thing produces and the hydrocarbons, the fact it has no regulation on it at all, or even motorcycles or anything that doesn't have any kind of emissions control on it.
The emissions we're putting out on our end aren't that bad, and they're crying and complaining, whereas China's not doing any sort of emission control whatsoever. And they're doing it, and they're like, oh, we'll think about it by like 2040. Well, thinking about it isn't going to do anything when you got billions of people ruining the environment over there. Why don't you go bother them?
Don't forget India.
We're not going to. Well, the only thing I want to do with India is get rid of all those damn spam callers. They're trying to scam people out of their money. I would literally like to firebomb their offices. Because I hate those scam callers that are trying to scam honest working people and honest Americans out of their money because some guy in India doesn't want to get a regular 95. That don't even get me started on that crap just pissed me off. But some of the comments out there we've got is Black Bear Ford says last gun I bought was an AR-15 strip lower. I can't buy any more for a while. Yeah. M. Gabriel says, what was the name of that crappy 7.62x39 ammo Travis P11 tried out? Some weird foreign brand.
It was not Igman. Let me look it up real quick on my channel, and I can tell you. It did not pattern worth the darn. And I mean, I ran it through my Ruger Ranch, which is very consistent with many different grades of ammo. It'll tend to group ammo like very well, but that stuff was some of the most, and I was very careful with it. It was lead sledded. I was just shooting on a regular day, and it was just not. It was not because Igman was actually good stuff. Norma was pretty good too. I can scroll real quick and I'll tell you guys what it is. God, what was it?
Yeah.
I mean, and in fact, and when I get done with the ammo that I test, I also run Tula through it after as kind of a control group. I always shoot Tula because I can always do a 1-inch group at 100 yards with Tula through that gun.
Well,
Which,
you
I mean, a
can
lot of
still
guns
get
can
Tula.
do that, but what's that?
Why you can still get it?
Yeah, I got plenty, dude. That's all I bought back in the day. I've got tons, but
I've got tons of it too. But I'm not sure.
This is gonna drive me nuts if I don't know what it was called. Yeah, it
Anyways,
was not okay. It was before the Eggman came out. Oh, there it is. ZVS. Yeah, ZVS was horrible.
CVS. Okay. All right.
Yes, and that was one of the first non-Russian ammos to show up at my local shields. Because they're starting to carry stuff that's Serbian, Croatian, and stuff. That stuff will work, but man, it just patterned all over the place. I was really surprised by it. And it consistently did not pattern well. It's not like it was just a one target thing. I usually do 5 targets.
ZVS. So
yeah, Eggman was better, but it's only 15 round boxes. So, but the Norma, if you're gonna buy anything, if you can get it on sale, the Norma, it's a brass case.
Yeah,
it is boxer prime, so you can reload it. That stuff was solid. That was like 1.25 inches at the worst. So the Eggman was pretty good also, but the Eggman's only like $5.99 a box or something, but you only get 15 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard good things about the Bellum.
Yeah, I bought the Bellum. I got a butter container of Bellum. It looks like a little margarine container. I have not shot that yet, but I need to. I need to take the ranch out and shoot that.
We got some more comments out there that I want to go over.
I'm pretty sure Bellum is just off-brand PPU.
It probably.
Oh, really? Okay. Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
No, it's.
My friend Tim out there says they don't think about what it costs in mining to make the batteries for those cars too. He says first they should make battery-powered mining equipment and see how that works first. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean the toxic footprint it puts together. I remember watching a Top Gear video where they bought a used BMW M3 and then they bought a Prius. And they said which one's actually the more ecologically correct choice, and actually took the BMW
making a point
M3.
there. He's making a point there.
Yeah.
If you've ever got like an impact drill or an electric drill that's lithium ion powered, okay, and if you run it for a long period of time, even though you got a full battery and you're running it a long period of time, even if you swap batteries out because it's only electric, it eventually the electric motor in the drill will overheat and it'll stop working. Okay, and that is the major problem of electric equipment. If it runs straight off of electric and it uses an electric motor to run anything, the motor will overheat, and a lot of manufacturers don't factor any sort of heat dissipation off of those electric motors. They don't think it's a factor because they don't think the electric motors are gonna get that hot. But if we're using nothing but electrical equipment these days and we don't use any gas powered tools anymore, then they're going to have to figure out how to properly cool these electric devices because, hey, guess what? There's no more gas powered stuff. Because gas powered engines, you can run them literally all day long because they've got the proper cooling already built into the engine. That's why if you use a lawnmower, okay, like I've got a 0-turn lawnmower, runs off of gas. I can run that all day long because, when they designed the engine on that, they designed it to be cooled properly. But as far as your hand drill, that's wireless, that only uses lithium ion battery, the electric motor in that is going to overheat because they didn't factor, needing to cool the electric motor because they didn't think it would get that hot, or they cheap out. And that's the situation that we're going to be, run into on that. And I'm sorry for going on a tangent on this. It's just one of those things that, it's like people don't think straight on a lot of these topics and a lot of these issues. They don't think about what's going to happen. And that's what gets us into trouble.
You mean they run on emotion?
They run on emotion and public outcry, and the problem is they listen to the wrong public. They listen to a minority instead of the majority.
Well, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So maybe we should start being loud.
I hate to say it, Scott, but you may be right.
I can do loud and obnoxious.
Yeah. No, I know you
Italian.
I know you are. So I'm part Italian too. I'm not half.
I wish I was Italian.
Part. All right, but yeah. So Sam Anarchy says, wait, are we talking about those electric hybrid overpriced vehicles? We are talking about electrical things in general, which includes said vehicles. But yes, it's ridiculous on what's going on right now in this country and what they're trying to push everyone into. And it's not going to work out well. It's going to be an utter disaster. Mark my words. So on that note, why don't we wrap it up? Why don't we get out of here? And everyone, you can go and watch the next show that's on this evening. I think Guns and Barbecue is doing the what is it? The what is it? What is this show called? I'm really bad at names.
The Almost Nightly Gun Show or Almost Nightly
Gun
my
Expo
brain's
or
fried.
something
I've been
like
up
that.
since like 4:30 this morning, so I can't tell you.
Yeah,
But,
I know. I'm bad. But Guns and Barbecue is
Almost
doing
Nightly Gun Podcast. Is that right?
I know it's called ANFE, ANFE.
Almost Nightly Firearms. God, I'm feeling like an idiot right now.
Defense Desk says, "Who the hell wants a zero-turn lawnmower? Is your lawn more than just long strip 2 feet wide?" No, I've got 10 freaking acres of lawn I've got to mow. So I kind of need a zero turn. But not everyone needs a zero turn. Push mowers are fine too, but push mowers are also designed to have proper cooling if they run off of gasoline. Electric mowers, not so much. And the problem is with electric mowers these days, if you buy one and you use it for an entire year, the problem is your battery, the battery on the electric mowers goes down. The degradation on the battery goes down to like 50 or 60% after the first year.
And batteries, like automotive style batteries.
Yes, the Almost Nightly Firearms Expo. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say Expo.
Tend to last about 6 years.
Yeah.
So, that's that.
Now, if they guarantee the batteries for say 10 years or 100,000 miles, and that's better.
That's better.
Yeah, that's what it was on. We had a 2013 Honda Insight that my ex-wife drove. And the only reason why we got it is because she had the 90-mile round trip to work every day, and gas at that point when we bought it was just coming off of being like $4.50 a gallon, and we were just getting killed we were getting destroyed having 2 SUVs. Yep. So for what we were saving on gas, we basically made the car payment on a brand new car with a warranty instead of a Jeep Cherokee that had 200,000 miles on it. So
yeah,
great. So yeah, I still have my Cherokee, but yeah.
So here. So that's what's that. Scott, do you have anything going on you want people to know about? Or you have any words of wisdom for anyone?
Ask for a warrant.
That's a good word. Those are good words of wisdom right now. Ask for a warrant. Ask for a warrant. So, Travis, any words of wisdom? Anything you want people to know about?
No, just know your target and shoot straight. So there you go. Stay on target. Stay on target in 2022. Stay on target. That's it.
Okay. So far we got stay on target. Ask for a warrant, and I'm going to leave you all with this one. Shall not be infringed. And with that, we will see you later. Thank you all for watching. This was Hit or Miss.
Bye, Felicia.
Adios, Felicia. Te amo, Felicia. Te amo. Felicia Navidad.
Felicia, you are my forced reset trigger.
Felicia, how do I turn this damn thing off?
Felicia Navidad. Again, you wrote the software. How can you not know, bro?
I didn't write the software. I told you that.
You're the software manager. You should know these things.
Yeah. Anyways, what's
end-to-end encryption is off. End-to-end encryption is off.